Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from CLB Craft Creations with a card project for you today. This is a Mother's Day card that we're going to be making, and it is a one-layer card featuring the painted Petals photopolymer set that's in our Occasions catalog. And this is actually inspired by the Painted Blooms DSP. I love this paper so much that I don't even want to cut it up. So I wanted to create something that was similar for a card project. Something else I wanted to mention, starting tomorrow, Stampin' Up! Is actually offering free shipping until the 10th. So from April 6th to April 10th, any order, no minimums required for free shipping. So that's a great deal. It doesn't come around very often, and hopefully you can jump in on it. I'm also offering a free gift to anyone who purchases or who makes a minimum purchase of $25 using the Hostess Code. And that goes until the 10th as well. So you can combine the free shipping with a free gift from me as well. So check that out. You can, I've got the link below in my description box. So let's get started. I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and I am going to keep this open so that it's easier for me to stamp. I'm going to start with Wild Wasabi ink and the stems, and we're going to stagger these along the bottom. Make sure we can see here. So I'm going to stagger these along the bottom. You want some varying lengths. We'll go down a little further below. Okay. And clean. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take the Blushing Bride and Strawberry Slush, and I'm going to do a rolling technique. So I'm going to ink up in my lightest color, which is the Blushing Bride. So I'm going to ink that up really well, and then I'm going to take my block, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of roll it around the ink to get the edges. So just very gentle. Now the issue with this is that because these are two stamps together, you don't get the middle. So what I do is I just take that and I'm going to just ink that up on the corner of my ink pad, and that way I can get that inside piece. Now it is not a science, I'll tell you that. And it takes some maneuvering, and they're not all going to be perfect, but I was okay with the way that it turned out. If you don't like the harsh lines with the Strawberry Slush, you could use a color that was a little bit more similar or closer in the spectrum. But I was okay. I thought I wanted the deep contrast because I was originally going to layer it with vellum. Again, so I inked up in my... Now one thing I did do, I don't know if you saw, I actually dabbed off a couple of times before I went back into my Blushing Bride. They are similar in color, so it's okay, but you don't want to go in with a freshly inked Strawberry Slush. So I really like the way that the Blushing Bride looks with the Strawberry Slush. Personal opinion. And then the other option that you can do is you can take your blender pens and you can blend them. So if they're a little too harsh for you, your water brush as well. But because this is, and I just completely messed up. because this is a one-layer card, I didn't want to really add a whole lot of water onto my card and warp it. So that's why I'm just kind of going with this rock and roll technique, because this set is designed to look like a watercolor. Now this one is going to actually double up over here because the stems are so close. So that one kind of gets a little muddled, but I still think it looks okay. Okay, now that's all of the Blushing Bride and Strawberry Slush flowers. And then I'm going to take the other cluster of flowers, the 3 cluster, and I'm going to use my Soft Sky ink, which is desperately in need of re-inking. Doesn't come out as dark as I want it. And then I'm just going to fill in down here. On my original, I actually even put in the stems, but they kind of got lost. So I'm not going to do that with this one. And I'm turning the stamp so that they fill in that space in the back. They do kind of, they kind of work together here to kind of build the scene back there. And then I'm going to bring some up here, which I didn't do on the other one, just because I didn't get as much coverage up here as I wanted. But the Soft Sky is so subtle that it's really just a hint of color in there. And I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to add one more back here. And I love it. Perfect, just like that. Okay, so that is that. And, oh, you know what? I'm going to actually stamp the inside of the card too with the Soft Sky and the 3 cluster. So I'm just going to do the corners. So just down here in the corner, get one there, and then I'm going to put one in the top corner. I'm going to turn it, and then I'm just going to put that there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm going to take the sentiment from the Painted Petals, "You are amazingly amazing." Now the card, the sample, I have Happy Mother's Day on the front, which actually I'm going to leave because I left that whole top piece white. It makes a nice background for a long sentiment instead of a blocky sentiment like this one. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up in my Memento Black, and then I'm just going to center that right in the middle, hopefully. Perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to mount my Happy Mother's Day, which I neglected to mention, is from the Sweet Laughter stamp set, which actually is my my Stamp Club of the Month stamp for April. So you still have time to get in on that if you're interested. I'll be placing the order on April 10th. So if you were interested in joining Stamp Club of the Month, you can head on over to my blog and you can check out the costs and a quick sneak peek of the cards that we're going to be making next month. Okay, that was a shameless plug, sorry. So anyway, so we're using the Happy Mother's Day from that stamp set. I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig because I want to make sure that I get this perfectly aligned. So just line up your T-square, ink up your image. Get this out of the way. Okay, so you just line your imaging sheet up and then straight down. Okay, so now I've got my image on there. Bring back in my card base. And now I can line this up where I want it. I think that looks good right there. Got so much stuff on my desk. Okay, and I'm just going to put my T-square back on there. Okay, and I'm going to move my imaging sheet. I'm going to re-ink. Make sure it's good and inked because I want this nice and dark. And of course, make sure that you're going in the right direction. Okay, so I just lined that corner up Give it a little press, straight up, and perfect. Love it. I think this just is, it's just such a pretty set. So there you go. We have a clean and simple, actually, in my opinion, 1-layer floral Happy Mother's Day card. So, and you could obviously change the sentiment out to make it a birthday sentiment. Really, any sentiment you want. It doesn't have to be for Mother's Day, but I thought this was beautiful. So I hope that you like that. And then quick peek on the inside. And uses fairly minimal supplies. So I hope that you liked it, and you'll give it a thumbs up. You will subscribe to my channel, and you'll leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. And don't forget that free shipping and the free gift that I'm giving until April 10th. Starting, the free gift is already started, but the free shipping starts tomorrow, April 6th. So I hope that you'll check that out. Thanks for stopping by, guys. See you next time.